Have you ever thought about why so many Americans are packing their bags and heading to the Philippines? The answer might surprise you. But before we jump into that, let's rewind a bit and explore how the Philippines became what it is today, and how its unique geography has played a major role in attracting folks from the US. So, what's so fascinating, and a little dangerous, about the Philippines' geography? Just take a look at a map. The Philippines has one of the most distinct and striking shapes in the world, almost as if it were crafted by hand. It's absolutely stunning, but hidden beneath that beauty are some risks. Here's the story. About 50 million years ago, the Philippines looked nothing like it does today. As tectonic plates shifted, they tore apart the supercontinent Pangaea, sending pieces of land adrift. One of those pieces eventually became the Philippines, and its landscape has been evolving ever since. Unlike most countries, the ever-changing terrain of the Philippines makes it not only unique, but also incredibly captivating. Now, let's dig a little deeper into what makes this geography so intriguing. First off, it's an archipelago. What does that mean? It's a group of islands, but not just a handful. The Philippines is made up of over 7,000 islands. In fact, depending on where you look, that number varies. Some say 7,641. Others claim 7,640. And some stick to the older figure of 7,107. Here's the twist. Until 2016, the official count was 7,107. But then over 500 new islands were discovered, bringing the total to 7,641. Can you imagine waking up one day and finding out your country just gained 500 new islands? How cool is that? Let's talk size for a second. The Philippines covers roughly 300,000 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, it's larger than the United Kingdom and Ireland combined if you plopped it onto a map of Europe. Even compared to South Korea, the Philippines is huge. It may look small on the map, but in reality, it's quite large compared to many other nations. Being an archipelago comes with perks, but it also has its challenges. Before diving into those challenges, let's take a moment to appreciate the bright side. Picture this: the Philippines is home to over 7,000 islands. That's thousands of breathtaking beaches, each one offering its own slice of paradise. No wonder tourism is booming here. In 2023 alone, tourism pulled in a hopping 480 billion pesos. That same year, over 5.4 million international travelers made their way to the Philippines. And honestly, who could blame them? The coastlines here are pure paradise, offering every kind of beach experience you could dream of. Take Boracay, for instance. This gem isn't just one of the top beaches in the Philippines, it's famous worldwide. And it's not just the beaches that make this place special. The Philippines is a true biodiversity hotspot. And when I say that, I mean it. Imagine this: over 52,000 species of plants and animals, and half of them can't be found anywhere else on Earth. That's right, half. The Philippines is a treasure trove for biodiversity research and discovery. Take mammals, for instance. Out of around 200 species found here, 100 are unique to the Philippines. One of the most fascinating creatures you'll come across is the Philippine tarsier. These tiny, wide-eyed primates are found only in the Philippines, though tarsiers also live in places like Indonesia and Borneo. Reptiles. The Philippines boasts over 350 species, with 150 unique to its islands. Amphibians. Out of 110 species, 80 are exclusive to the Philippines. And don't even get me started on marine life. The waters here are home to more than 500 species of coral reefs and over 2,000 species of fish. So what's behind this incredible biodiversity? It all comes down to the country's geography. The Philippines, with its tropical climate and isolated islands, has created the perfect conditions for all kinds of plants and animals to thrive. Many of these islands remain pristine, untouched by human activity, letting nature flourish in its purest form. Thousands of years ago, the Philippines was covered in dense rainforests, setting the stage for the incredible variety of plant and animal life we see today. So, while the Philippines is a top tropical getaway, it's also playing a huge role in global biodiversity research. While the Philippines is blessed with stunning forests and vibrant ecosystems that inspire hope and beauty, this incredible geography also brings some serious challenges and dangers for its residents. Typhoons. They're like unwelcome guests that show up every year, uninvited but expected. Picture this. The Philippines gets pummeled by an average of 20 typhoons annually, and out of those, about 5 can be severe or even reach super typhoon status. Imagine living in a house knowing that every year, 20 storms will try to tear it apart. That's the life here. Over the years, the people have developed a remarkable resilience, learning to adapt and prepare for these disasters more effectively each time. But what makes this country a magnet for such extreme weather events? The answer lies in its precarious position within the Pacific Ring of Fire. If you take a glance at the map, it all starts to make sense. The Pacific Ring of Fire, also known as the Circum-Pacific Belt, is a region along the Pacific Ocean famous for its active volcanoes and frequent earthquakes. This geological hotspot explains why the Philippines experiences so many seismic activities and volcanic eruptions. Living here means constantly facing nature's most powerful forces. Now, you might wonder, what's the connection between typhoons and the Pacific Ring of Fire? Let's simplify it a bit. This area is packed with volcanoes that keep the region warm, and that heat plays a crucial role in forming typhoons and cyclones. That's why countries like the Philippines, situated in this zone, are always bracing for natural disasters. Typhoons thrive in warm waters, and the ocean surrounding the Ring of Fire is just that, perfectly warm for their development. Volcanic eruptions and earthquakes are also everyday realities for Filipinos. This country has nearly 300 volcanoes, with 24 of them actively erupting in the past. That's right. These volcanoes are not just relics of the past. They could erupt again. In fact, over the last 400 years, there have been 44 significant eruptions, which really shook things up and left people feeling a bit rattled. And let's not forget about earthquakes. The Philippines experiences thousands of tremors each year. Most of them are so minor that you wouldn't even notice them. But the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, PHIVOLCS, is always on the lookout. Their research shows that the country averages over 20,000 earthquakes annually. Of course, only a handful of these are strong enough to be felt or cause real damage. For countries located in the Pacific Ring of Fire, earthquakes are just part of life. Many have figured out how to build homes that can stand up to typhoons. But here's the reality check. Disaster-resistant homes don't come cheap, and not everyone can afford them. Yet, even with all these obstacles, Filipinos maintain a deep appreciation for the natural beauty and opportunities their landscape provides. At the end of the day, the blessings of their land far outweigh the hardships, and that's something truly remarkable.